All right, so we got here 8 routers. We got BGP running on all the routers except router 1. All other routers configured with IP address BGP. And now, as a result, if you go to router 6, you should see routes learned through OSPF. Show IP route OSPF. We see, nothing. Show IP OSPF neighbor. Oh, something is wrong. Let us troubleshoot now. I want to start from route 8 just to verify whether everything is in place. Show IP interface brief. IP addresses are in place. Show IP OSPF interface brief. OSPF is running on this all these routers, router interfaces. Show IP OSPF neighbor, that is what missing. Maybe in R6 we don't have OSPF enabled. Show IP OSPF interface brief. Yeah. So I'm going to say, yeah, OSPF. No, it is not there. Interface Ethernet. I'm going to run OSPF only on the loopback and on Ethernet 00, not on Ethernet 01. All right, sir. Interface Ethernet, interface loopback 0. Okay. Sorry, loopback 6. Something is not right. Show IP interface brief. Oh, I don't have loopback interface. That is why. Interface, no interface loopback 0. Interface loopback 0. IP address is 6.6.6.6. So these are the missing piece of our previous configuration. Clear IP OSPF process. All right. Well, likewise, let me go to router 7. I'm just putting inside the frame. Okay, so going to router 7. Show IP OSPF interface brief. There is no OSPF. Let us show IP interface brief. Interface loopback 7. IP okay. I'm expecting now the routes learned through OSPF. Show IP OSPF. Yep. So these are coming from router 8. Okay. Likewise on router 6 also I should see routes. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is on router 6, I'll say router OSPF, sorry, router BGP 40 and say redistribute the OSPF 1. Yeah. So I'm redistributing OSPF inside BGP. Sir, I'm redistributing. Did you understand that? I'm not advertising, I'm redistributing. On R7, I'm going to advertise. You know which network I'm going to advertise? All these OSPF learned routes. So I'll say router BGP 40. I'm going to say network mask Likewise, network mask network network. Okay, so these four networks are enough. Four networks of router 8 loopback. We are advertising in router 7 and we are redistributing in router 6. Let's go to router 2 first and see what we are learning through BGP. Show IP BGP summary. Sir, I have BGP neighbor, isn't it? Yes or no? From where? From autonomous system 20. That's the neighbor. How many prefixes it is advertising? 8 prefixes. You know what are they? Because I redistributed BGP, the 777, 10.78, and all these networks. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 6.6.8 networks. Now, if you check show IP BGP, you will find question mark. Why? Because it is not advertised, it is redistributed, isn't it? So you focus only on these 4 networks. Ignore these networks, please. Our focus is only on the red networks, red color. So all the red color originates from 40, coming via 20, and it is valid and best. If you check the routing table, you will see the route. Show IP route BGP. You see? We have the route and it is 20 administrative distance. Why? eBGP is 20. What is IBGP? Very correct, sir. Very correct. So we are learning the route. Let us go to router 3 and check what router 3 knows about. Here, show IP BGP. Even here, I'm learning these networks. But it is not question mark. It is I. You know why I? Because it is advertised. Same 68 network. When you check here, it is having question mark. Please compare. Both are valid and best. But in R3 it is shown I because we advertised in R7. R7 gave to R5, R5 gave to R3. You see the path is via 30 autonomous system that has got I. But when the path is via 20, it is question mark because on R6 you redistribute. Both originates from autonomous system 40. You see, both originates from 40, but the way it is introduced is not same. Okay. Now both R2 and R3 is going to give the route to R1. And then we will start our understanding towards attribute. So let us go to R1 and try configuring BGP first. R1 router is totally blank, no IP address so far configured, no nothing. Let's do it now. Okay, host name router 1, interface loopback 1, IP address 1.1.1.1, interface 00, interface 01. And then let us configure BGP router BGP 10. Now we are expecting neighborship. Yeah, we got one neighbor with router 2. I'm expecting another neighbor. Okay, another neighbor also has come. What is the verification command, sir, to check the neighborship? What? No. Show IPBGP. Summary. It says that from router 2, it has learned 8 prefixes. And from router 3, 4 prefixes. Because in router 3, you learned only 4 because we advertised only 4 network in router 7. Now, no, this is only to check whether the neighbor state is up or not. It is up for 31 seconds. It is up for 1 minute 16 seconds and 1 minute 10 seconds. Now, show IP BGP. Sorry, show IP. Yeah, show IP BGP. This is the command. See, BGP summary will show you only neighbors. Cut the summary. You will see the networks. You can see here the 68 is learned from autonomous system 30, which is I, autonomous system 20, which is question mark. Autonomous system says, see this number, this is router 4, this is router 5. Router 4 is in which autonomous system? Do you see the 20 here? What now, sir? What is this? See, dot 4 is 20. Dot 5, router 5 is in which autonomous system? So you are learning this one network from router 5 via autonomous system 30, from router 4 via autonomous system 20. So there are two paths. Both are learned from an IBGP neighbor. Do you agree or not? Sir, is router 1, even though this shows it is coming from router 5 and 4, but actually it is given by whom? Given by whom? 2 and 3. They are IBGP. That's why you see 100. You don't see this local preference on router 2. Go to router 2. Do you see local preference anywhere? Why no? EBGP. These are learned from EBGP, not from IBGP. Local preference is within the autonomous system. Do you agree? Okay. Do I see the route in the routing table? I do see. Yeah. But will I see that in router 1? That is a big question. Show IP route. See, we are learning the routes in the routing table. And we also see router 2 has given router 1 to router 1, and router 3 has also given to router 1. But the problem you see here, it is only having star. But here if you check, It is also having greater than symbol. Greater than symbol is what? Best. Please understand, sir, to get the root in the routing table, it should be both valid and best. You see, you have the root because it is valid and best. But here in router 1, it is only valid. Is there any root having best here? Show IP route region. That's why you don't see any root. That is what you have to answer me. That is what learning. We have to learn something now. But you know it. I told long back. I'm just giving you some time to think why I'm not seeing the route. The truth is, the answer is right in front of you. Hmm. 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 That is not a problem, sir. You see, in router 2, you have root in the routing table, right? Here also metric is 0 only. You see, 0 only. So what? There is no connection between that. No. You know the answer for this. Just try to recall what all we learned in our class before attribute. I'll give you a clue. We learned in one page that EBGP's address is carried into IBGP. We learned that point. EBGP's address is carried into IBGP. After that, what topic you learned? See, right now, these addresses are not of autonomous system 10. This address is from autonomous system 20. This address is autonomous system 30. Can this be pinged? No. Router 1 has got no idea where this next hop is. So why you are quiet? Yeah, the original next hop is router 2 and router 3, but the problem here is it is not showing that address because according to BGP, EBGP address need to be carried into IBGP. That is why it is. That is why it is not best. It is only valid because BGP gave, but it is not best because the next hop is unreachable. What is the solution? You also learned the solution. So tell me something, sir, what you learned. Why do we use next hop self command? Sir, what happened, sir? Okay, fine. I understand what you're saying. You need to say like this. You need to go to router 2 and say router BGP 10. Whenever you advertise to 10.12.0.1, put your own address as the next hop. Whatever. Oh, okay. I made a mistake in typing the address. It's 12.12. Okay. I'm not going to do on router 3. I just did only on router 2. I'll refresh. Clear IPBGP star soft. Now I'll go to router 1 and see. Earlier, nothing was having greater than symbol and there was no root in the routing table, isn't it? When I type show IP route command, there was no route in the routing table. It was empty. But now, you see some have got greater than symbol. Tell me which one has got, which next stop has got greater than symbol? Is it 5 or 4? Is it via 2 or via 3? All that have got 2 has got the greater than symbol because that's a reachable. This is a reachable address. So if you check the routing table, you got the routes, IBGP routes, all going via router 2. Nothing is going via router 3. Sir, we'll come to that story later. Please learn the concept, sir. Learn the concept. Pinging is not a target here. This is BGP. Right. You got a next hop. But the next hop is router 2. When you check the BGP table, router 2 has got only question mark. Which is better? Question mark is better or I is better? What did you learn? I is better. But why it couldn't use I? Because this next hop is unreachable. Now let us go to the attribute page. The very first line considers only with a valid next hop, isn't it? Which is the valid next hop in our topology? Yeah, that is IP. Now you understand why path is selected via router 2. Correct, sir? Now I'm also going to go to router 3 and say next stop self. Go to router 3. But BGP cannot use both. Neighbor 10, 13, 13, 1. Next hop self. Clear IPBGP star sub. Let's go to router 1 and verify now. You see, all the next hop is reachable now. You see, 10.13.13.3 is also pingable, right? So what it is doing is it is comparing whether to use 3 or 2. And it is deciding to use 3 because it has got I. Now you check the routing table. Earlier, all were pointing towards router. Now all are pointing towards, not all, these 4 networks are pointing towards 3. Okay. Now, Please pay attention to this. First attribute, you need to have a valid next stop. Both are having valid next stop, right? Next is weight. Both have got 0 weight. This also having 0. This also having 0. So there is a tie. You agree? Next is local preference. Both have 100. You agree? So there is a tie. Isn't it, sir? And do you have 000 for any of these two? No. There is no next stop 0000. See, if I advertise a local network, router BGP 10, network 1.1.1.1, mask. Alright, clear IPBG. Show IPBG. You see, the next stop is 0. But in this case, both are coming from other autonomous systems. So there is no local origin, isn't it? Then it is comparing the AS path. Both have 2 hops. There is a tie again. Only now it will compare the origin code. Origin code I is lower than question mark incomplete, isn't it? That is why it is picking this path. Did you understand the reason now? Sir, go to